A$AP Rocky got arrested for attempted. Y'all ain't know A$AP Rocky facing 25 years? Damn. What is what happened? Now, first things first, for those of you that don't know, his name isn't A$AP Rocky. His name is Rocky. Well, his name is Rakim, but his stage name is Rocky. A$AP is the group he's a part of. Here's A$AP Yams, A$AP Ferg, and a couple other A$AP folk. And hey, this guy's also part of the group. His name is A$AP Relly, but he's the guy A$AP Rocky allegedly. I know what you're thinking. Wait a second, you just said they was part of the same group. A$AP, I know what I said, but that don't change the facts though. Because you see, A$AP Rocky had a problem. He was always the face of the A$AP crew and all its affiliates. Hey look, it's Playboy Cardi who got his career started as being an A$AP affiliate. Now, A$AP Rocky, when you're the face of the crew, people always sort of look to you to provide. Cause yeah, you Mr. Money Boy now. So some people in your group are just kind of gonna expect you to make the big purchases for your friends, you know? And that's how this whole thing began. In A$AP Relly's words, the guy who A$AP Rocky allegedly, he said, look, our friend passed away, another A$AP crew member. I figured A$AP Rocky was gonna pay for the funeral. When I found out he didn't, I texted him saying, look, you changed, bro. But he says, uh-oh, A$AP Rocky ain't texting back. He's saying all this in court, by the way. He said, A$AP Rocky ain't texting back, so I got a little heated. He said, then Rocky and I eventually get on the phone, and A$AP Rocky talking about something. I was gonna say something to you, but they told me if you got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, so I ain't say nothing to you. He said, what? So A$AP Relly said that's when their relationship like pretty much soured. Then later on, A$AP Rocky hits him up saying, yo, you in LA? Relly said, yeah, I'm in LA. A$AP Rocky said, what hotel you at? A$AP Relly said, I ain't like how he said that, so I gave him a different hotel. A$AP Relly says they eventually meet up. And here's where things start to get wicked. Now there's video surveillance of almost everything that happens next, and that's important. So I need you to listen closely. So you see Relly allegedly walking up to an alleged, just pretend I'm saying allegedly after everything. So you see Relly walking up to A$AP Rocky. They get in a little scuffle. Relly says at this point he was shocked because he thought they was just gonna talk. He says he knows A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky is not really, you know, that knuck and buck type. And that's very important to the story as well, because A$AP Rocky is known to be a fashion boy, not really a violent type, in his own words as well. A$AP Rocky also had two other members of the A$AP crew behind him. Now, they all know each other. So the other A$AP members were just standing there. They're like, ah, damn. A$AP Rocky then pushes A$AP Relly out of the camera range. The other members of the A$AP crew jump in to separate them. They're like, no, y'all doing too much. Now remember, they were out of the camera range on this side. When the other crew members came to separate them, they start pushing Relly back in the camera range. A$AP Rocky then comes back in the camera range and starts reaching in his waistband, then visibly pulls out a ting. But then they go out the camera range on this side. Remember what I just said, A$AP Rocky, the fashion boy. So A$AP Relly like, bro, I known you since we was, you're not gonna do nothing. And well, he was right. A$AP Rocky didn't do anything. A$AP Rocky walks back in the camera range. You see him put the ting away that A$AP Relly says himself. Rocky did nothing at that point, because here's where things start to get wickeder. A$AP Rocky is walking away. A$AP Relly says, okay, at this point, I was a little mad. A$AP Relly basically starts telling Rocky you was a sellout. You got a little money and you switched up on your boys. You got some of your boys still in the projects. He said one of our boys addicted to, I think it's this group member he was talking about, addicted to, and you ain't help him out, Rocky. He says this is when Rocky lost it, turns around and starts letting them things go. He said at this point, he starts jumping behind other group members talking about, oh, that boy Rocky busting. He said then one of his knuckles got grazed, but that was it, and everybody scattered. They allegedly have this part on video too, but it's super blurred. Now, here's the issue. Half of that story was caught on camera, but the other half, the important parts, were just the word of A$AP Relly. So let's go back to earlier in the story. Remember, this whole thing started because A$AP Relly said, A$AP Rocky, you didn't pay for our boy's funeral arrangements. You switched up. Well, it turns out A$AP Rocky did pay for the funeral arrangements. A$AP Relly goes, oh yeah, A$AP Rocky did pay for the funeral arrangements. but I found out after we already started arguing. Does that make sense? A$AP really thought A$AP Rocky didn't pay for their friend's funeral arrangements, so they started arguing. Somebody probably hit up A$AP Rocky earlier talking about, bro, you look stupid. He did pay for the funeral arrangement. But at this point, too much stuff has been said. They're already arguing now. Why am I telling you this? Because in court, A$AP Rocky's lawyers basically want to prove that A$AP Rocky's a pretty decent guy and A$AP really is just a jealous, hating friend that wants to start stuff for money. The police said, hating friend this, hating friend that. If A$AP Rocky let them things go in broad daylight, he going to jail. A$AP Rocky's lawyer then starts to pop off. He says, well, for one, the only person saying that A$AP Rocky, somebody, is A$AP Rocky, the jealous friend. Nobody else said nothing. For two, police, when y'all went to the scene, did y'all find any evidence? Police said, no, we didn't find any evidence. But then, this part's important, A$AP Rocky himself goes back to the scene and finds shell casings as evidence and gives them to you. Police said, yeah, that is what happened. And honestly, that in itself is so ridiculous, it'll probably be enough to get A$AP Rocky out of jail. A$AP Rocky heard they didn't find any evidence, so he went back to the scene and says, police, I found evidence here. On top of that, the police raided A$AP Rocky's home because an alleged is very serious, and they found, but they were registered, and they didn't help the case, meaning those maybe didn't match the one used in the whole altercation. On top of that, the judge starts to get a little sarcastic with A$AP Rocky, because A$AP Rocky didn't report any of this happened until a few days later. And remember, he said he got, so the judge's like, you got, A$AP Rocky's like, yeah, my knuckles got grazed. The judge is like, wow, I'm so glad you're safe. But all of that being said, that don't mean A$AP Rocky ain't do this. And that's why there's gonna be a trial, because an altercation did happen on camera, so it's up to a jury to decide. Side note, A$AP Rocky is also suing A$AP Rocky for $25,000, like saying emotional damage and stuff like that. And that's why A$AP Rocky's lawyer is saying, yo, he's doing all of this for money. But at the end of the day, a trial hasn't happened yet, so I guess we'll have to wait and see what a jury decides.